Good morning, sunshines. It's Callie Carroll. God, how annoying is that? It was funny. I had a couple people. Show him how you play the recorder. Show him. Look at you guys. He's a musician. Go ahead, show him. Isn't it beautiful? Beautiful. Tell me that if they were going to watch Good Morning Sunshine, that they should just be ready and like be awake for hours before in order to handle me. But I think it's so true. So that's fine. Good morning, Kim. Good morning, Kelly. How are you guys? As you jump on, say Good Morning Sunshine or hashtag GMS. You guys know the drill. You're regular practicers, most of you. Good morning, Christy, my dear. Can't wait to see you soon here. And then share with me something you are grateful for today. You guys, if you participate, try to think of like different gratitudes every day. Like you might start with your family or your like your love or your like whatever, like, right? So you start with those different things and then start to explore other areas. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you doing? Good morning, Rodney. I am grateful for face wash today. Anybody else love face wash? Like, it's just so wonderful to have a really good face wash. So grateful for that today. Good morning, Deanna. How are you? And then we practiced one of our savers. But here's what's super cool. This week, you guys, your special is we are going to go into each of our savers again and why. Because some of you guys have been watching for a long time and it's time for you just to get a refresher, right? Some of you guys have just started watching and you kind of get a little piece of the savers, but you never quite fully know why or how or what. We have our I Am group who's just done some incredible activities last week that they're going to be diving into a morning routine, and I want to just have the availability to give them more information. So many different reasons. Good morning, Auntie Nene. Good morning, Jennifer. How are you? You guys read each other's gratefuls. It's super cool for you like to see other things to be grateful for, right? So I think that that's fun to do. Good morning, Robin. So let me just see where my son went because that's like kind of scary when he's quiet. Hey, baby. Come out of the shower. Come on. Come on. No, come on. I'm right there watching your video. Don't worry, guys. I'm still here. You're like, I'm going to come back. Nobody's back. He was in the shower. It's fine. It's not time to take a shower. I told him. So we're going to go over and I want to review with you guys the whys, okay? The whys and the hows a little bit so that you can maybe pick some of these different components of the savers and not just practice them one day a week, right? So on Mondays, we focus on our silence. We focus on meditation. We focus on stillness. And you're thinking, Callie, you don't do any of those things. Not while I'm with you, I know, but I do outside of this, which is very surprising because it used to be like something I could not do at all. Good morning, Melissa. How are you, my dear? And since having practiced that, since forced to practice that, I realize so much more the benefits that come from it. And you guys, it doesn't matter. Like people told me over and over and over again before I started this process how good it was for you, the shh, the silence, the quiet, right? But I wasn't ready to listen to it. I wasn't ready to hear it. So I hope some of you just have an open mind about this and don't just say like, oh yeah, I could see that, but take it in and practice it just for a little while, just for maybe a week and see what it feels like. So let's talk. Good morning, Jojo, Kristen, it's fine. My eyes this morning. Oh God, so embarrassing. Good morning, Ben. So let's talk about silence first. So of our savers and our morning routines, you guys, having meditation, quietness, stillness is in nearly every single person's ritual, daily ritual, in order to become their best them and have the continued growth and health. And there are very specific reasons why that works, right? And it's also something in our busy, crazy world that's becoming more and more challenging, yet more and more necessary, right? We need it more, yet it's just so hard to do, but there's so much noise, right? It's not like, do I help? Do I move this? There you go. Oh, you're stuck in there. You're stuck. I have point in case, right? Point in case right here. But you're surrounded consistently by so many opportunities for noise and a filled headspace. To find that empty is very challenging. And like, I want to kind of go through number one, why would you even do this, right? Good morning, Kelly. Good morning, Gary. Like I tell you, and lots of people, it's not just me, right? You hear this all the time. Meditation is good for me, but like, why? Give me more reasons. Right? And of course, I'm going to give you guys the scientific research of this, of what you should do. Number one thing, you guys, is anybody stressed on here? Does anybody experience any stress? Like do this little hand, the raise your hand motion, if you ever have any stress. because I feel like we also live in a society, in a culture where stress is very prominent. Wow, this is very challenging today. Hey, why don't you come out of there then, sir? Come here. Come over here. Okay. Right? Tell me if you're stressed. No, that's, yep, we got all the hands raised. Come here. Good boy. Come here. You don't stress me out. You make me happy. Tell my friends, say, I'm not stressed. I'm not stressed. Babies are not stressed. Not unless they feel stressed all the time, huh? So yeah, I'm getting a lot of the hands raised, right? So in order, because that's part of the situation, in order to alleviate and reduce some of that stress, meditation is going to be one of those tools, you guys, because it brings your system into a state of calm. If you've ever tried this, you can be like blood boiling, heart beating, like pumped up, like good or bad, like just like, because you can have different styles of stress, right? It's not just all bad stress. You can be stressed because you're so excited and you're running at such a high pace all the time. So to stop and calm and breathe reduces that stress, and it actually gives your body a time to heal and a time to recover. Right? And that's going to be like one of the main things that affects these other areas, right? Meditation, silence, I'm just going to call it meditation, okay? I'm going to call it silence, because actually, like sometimes meditation, people are like, oh, I can't do that yet. I don't know how to meditate. But can you be quiet? Can you try to quiet your mind? Let's just call it silence, okay? So silence reduces anxiety. Anybody else have anxiety? Right? Do the little hand guy again. By the way, when people rewatch this, you're gonna have no idea what you raised your hand for. But I think most people have a sense of anxiety from time to time during the day, right? And it's coming from stress, right? Like there's that pit of the stomach, like, oh my gosh, why do I feel like this? Meditation reduces your anxiety. It increases your emotional health, AKA decreases depression. So if anybody has a place where like sometimes you just don't feel so happy, you don't feel so like vibrant, and like you're like, why is she so freaking energetic all the time? It bugs me that she is, right? And you're not feeling that in your heart, right? This is going to help reduce your depression or increase your emotional health. Increase your self-awareness. I love this one, because when you're going so much and so hard, which is generally me, you guys, you're going, doing, you tend to lose yourself. And you're so in the motion and in action that you don't take as much time to really clear to discover, are you going the right direction even? Like you're working so hard and you're moving at such a crazy speed, but are you even doing what you want to be doing? So it increases your emotional awareness, right? We're talking about silence for those guys that are just jumping on. It increases your attention span. Does anybody need that? Like, raise your hand if you're like, that one, yes, please, yes. I need an increased attention span, because I don't know if you have to be like diagnosed with ADD or ADHD to be like all over the board, but I mean, I know a lot of people, including myself, where we're all over the board. Good morning, Mike, Kyle, Gabby. So would anybody want to increase their attention span? It's crazy, because you think about, I know, but Kelly, I love that you like do all the hand raises, everyone. You're like, yes, right? But to be able to have a little bit more focus in your life creates more productivity, creates more results, creates more happiness, and it's this cycle, right? It increases your memory. Anybody can use that one? Like the memory one? Like for sure that is on my list. Like even when I'm doing my IMs, you guys, which we'll talk about tomorrow, when I'm going through that, I'm like, I have an incredible memory. Like I remember people's names and their stories and their family, because I come into encounter with like so many different people. I really want to work on increasing my memory, right? And if you have in your family cases of dementia or different, challenges as you get older, this would be an incredible thing to start practicing now. It increases kindness. Would anybody love to live in a world where there's more kindness, where there's less honking on the traffic, flipping people off, like aggravation, like, oh my gosh, there was a woman at the gym the other day, I haven't told the story yet, where I work when I go to the gym. Like if I get to go to the gym, I'm doing it because Quincy has childcare, and I get to sit there and work, which means I'm on phone calls, I'm on conversations, I'm with coaches, I'm doing texts, like I work, right? And by the way, this is like total side note. You're in a gym where it's a space where there's noise everywhere. Like there's people playing racquetball, there's music, these guys are lifting and grunting and whatever, like it's a noisy place. And so I'm doing my exercise, and this woman gets off after she's done. She's got her headphones in the whole time, and she gets off and she says, there's a place where you can go downstairs and work. Like just very angry, like just obviously angry, right? And it's funny because, you're kind of like shocked in a second, like at first, like what am I supposed to, like, how do I react to that? But it's not that she's angry with me. She's angry, right? I mean, you're in a noisy place. I don't know, like, can you imagine a world where there's more kindness and love and acceptance, right? Okay, it fights addiction. So if anybody out there is maybe like a binge eater or a stress eater or an emotional eater, it can help with that to help alleviate addiction, not just for food, but it helps in the process when people are recovering from alcohol addiction, from tobacco addiction. And these are medical studies that I have here, right? So if you're looking for improved health, improved weight, meditation's a reason there. Okay, and we only have a couple more. I know you guys are like, oh my gosh, there's so many different reasons. I'm done listening to her. It increases your sleep. It helps you sleep better. If you have problems sleeping at night, you're probably having a hard time just bringing your system to a state of ease, right? So this is practice so you can sleep better at night. Controls pain. A lot of people have pain, you guys, and pain creates more anger and frustration, right? But did you guys know that pain is elevated when you have high stress? So let's just say you have this like knee pain that's persistent. The more stress that you have, the more pain that's going to be there in those different areas of your body. So if we can like reduce our stress, we can reduce our pain, right? And final one is it reduces your blood pressure, which I don't know who wants to live longer, but I say why not? Okay, all of those different things, you guys, are a result of finding silence and meditation in your life. Silence and meditation. So what do you do about it? If you're like me, when I started this off and I was like, there is no way I can find silence. And I think I told the story before, you guys, but when I first started meditating, I grabbed an Oprah and a Deepak. They have this like meditation guide and I thought it was incredible. You can pay for them. Sometimes they have free ones, but they took me through this like 30 minutes of just learning to breathe, and it gave me something to focus on. And I still didn't know how to sit, so I did that while I ran. And that was my initial form of silence. And it was perfect for me because we're all in different spaces, right? So that might be something that speaks to you. Like, how can I get quiet? Okay, so there's no, like I'm no music, no talking. I'm trying to empty my mind and I'm finding silence, finding the shh while I'm out running. Okay, so that might be something. And I love those guided meditations. They're very helpful. So another way, well, I guess that was my first step. That was the first thing I did. Then I had that concussion. So then it was like, you are going to learn to be quiet and you're going to learn to be quiet for a year. That was very forced, but there was definitely a direct result that I learned to find peace, quiet, and remove myself from all other distractions. You guys, no social media, no TV, no consistent conversations, just find my peace and quiet. That was really my learning phase there. You don't need to go through that in order to find that. All you have to do is find a couple minutes per day. Okay, so to look at this, and we're gonna wrap up here in a second. Now I'd teach you how to practice it, right? So if you're thinking, yes, those do make sense. Of course, now I understand, like maybe I shouldn't just be quiet on Mondays during our miracle morning routine, right? That's my silence day usually. But if I could just find like 2 minutes, you guys, I'm not talking about 10 minutes or an hour of sitting there. Like maybe eventually you'll get to that, right? But if we could just start with a couple minutes of quieting your mind and start to feel what that does for you. So if you're willing to commit, this is where we commit at the end, right? You're going to commit to finding quiet. Commit to finding the shh, because that's what the title of the video was, okay? And that could be, okay, a couple different things. It could be when you wake up in the morning, before you get out of bed, before you grab any phones or devices, let yourself lay there and breathe and just empty before anybody else wakes up. Set your alarm for 5 minutes earlier so that you can prepare yourself and do those 5 minutes. It could be right before you go to bed at night, same thing, where you're getting into that relaxed state and you just work on emptying the mind. Okay. It could be when you're exercising, remove the music, remove the distractions, remove the noise. It's got to be something that's monotonous that you don't have to focus on. Your subconscious is driving, right? So because if your conscious is driving, if you're trying to count numbers or reps, that's not going to work. But if you're just running, or you're on an elliptical, or you're on a bike, or whatever, you can just find the swimming, right? You can just find that time just for a little bit of clarity, some clearing in yourself, right? It could be during your shower time, could be during your bathroom time, it could be during your driving time, but see if you can empty the noises from around you, and just all you want to do is work on your brain's gonna be full. Let me tell you this, your brain's gonna be so full of stuff. All of ours are, right? But as the thoughts come in, don't berate yourself for those thoughts coming in. You're not just gonna, I command you not to think, like get silent completely in there. That's not the way it's gonna work, right? But instead, like as the thoughts come in, recognize them. Okay, I'm thinking about my grocery list. I don't have to think about that right now. Release it. As something comes in, I don't have to do this right now. Just release it, right? So, you guys, I hope that helps, right? I'm looking at this, trying to get off the phone and do silence while nursing. That's an awesome time, right? Because you're sitting there and you're bonding with your baby at the same time. If you guys have other suggestions of how you guys can find silence, how your friends can find silence, please share where you find your silence in meditation. And then just get with the group here so that you guys can learn from each other. If you're committed to finding some shh in your life, just say, I commit to shh. That doesn't mean forever, you guys, but just a couple minutes for the next week and see what that does for you, okay? So first components of our savers, you guys, we just did a review on silence. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for being here. I hope you understand the medical benefits of all of that and that you'll actually give it a try. I'm going to go now pay attention to that beautiful baby that was all over the board today. You guys are welcome. Thank you guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Bye.